Don't use OpenClaw. At least, not yet. Because this might be one of the most powerful AI tools right now, and also one of the easiest ways to mess up your own system. People are calling it the future of AI, but here's the reality nobody tells you. It can take actions on your system without fully understanding what it's doing. It can execute code, access files, connect to your apps, and if something goes wrong, it doesn't just give a wrong answer, it performs a wrong action. And sometimes, it doesn't even fail loudly. It tells you everything is done when it's not. That's actually worse, because you trust it. Now here's the interesting part. Despite all of this, developers are still going crazy over it. Because when it works, it feels like magic. Imagine this. You're outside, nowhere near your laptop. Someone reports a bug in your code. Normally, you'd stop everything, open your system, debug it, fix it, deploy it. But instead, you just send a message on WhatsApp and move on. 20 minutes later, the bug is fixed, the code is committed, and users are notified. No laptop, no manual work. That's OpenClaw, and this is where things start to change. What's crazy is this didn't come from some big company roadmap. It started from a simple frustration. A developer didn't want to keep opening a browser every time he needed AI. It felt slow, disconnected, and honestly, a bit annoying. So instead of waiting for better tools, he built a small script for himself. Something simple. It allowed him to send a message to his own computer, almost like texting a friend, and get things done without switching contexts. At first, it was just a personal hack, nothing serious. But as he kept using it, he realized something important. This wasn't just a shortcut, it was a completely different way of interacting with computers. When he shared it, other developers saw the same potential. They started trying it, modifying it, extending it, and very quickly, that small script turned into something much bigger. What started as a personal experiment slowly evolved into OpenClaw, an AI agent that doesn't just respond, but actually acts. The simplest way to understand OpenClaw is this. It's not a chatbot. It's an AI that runs on your computer and can actually do things. It can read your files, run code, open applications, browse websites, call APIs. Basically anything you can do on your system, it can try to do. And the reason this feels so different is because it remembers you. It remembers your conversations, your preferences, your files, the way you work. So instead of giving step-by-step instructions, you just say what you want. Something like, "Where did I save that file?" And it figures it out. The more you use it, the less you need to explain. It starts to feel less like a tool and more like someone working with you. Now this is where things start getting really interesting. Because once you give an AI the ability to act, people start pushing it. They start using it to fix bugs, manage emails, track stocks, book flights, even control devices in their home. But then something happens that makes you pause. In one case, an agent decided a message wasn't enough, so instead, it made a phone call. On its own. No one told it to do that. It just decided that was the best way to communicate. And that's the moment where this stops feeling like automation and starts feeling like decision-making. And once that happens, everything changes. Because now it's not just following instructions, it's interpreting intent. And it doesn't stop there. There are setups where these AI agents interact with each other, posting, replying, debating ideas without humans being involved. So now AI is not just working for us, it's starting to exist alongside us. But let's come back to the part I mentioned in the beginning. Why did I say don't use it? Because the risks here are very real. This AI runs on your system, which means it has real access, your files, your apps, your commands. And if something goes wrong, it's not just a wrong answer, it's a wrong action. One of the biggest risks is something called prompt injection, and it's simpler than it sounds. Someone sends you an email. Inside that email, there's hidden instructions. You ask the AI to summarize it. It reads everything and might execute those instructions. No hacking, no complexity, just text. There's also another problem. Sometimes the agent thinks it completed a task, even when it didn't. It gives you confidence without correctness. And that's dangerous because you stop verifying. And then comes the biggest issue, trust. The AI sounds confident, it feels intelligent, it works most of the time, so naturally you trust it. But under the hood, it's still a probabilistic system. It can misunderstand, it can hallucinate, it can take actions that seem correct but are completely wrong. So what we're really seeing here is a shift. AI is moving from something that helps you to something that acts for you. From tell me what to do to I'll do it for you. And that's powerful, but it's also risky. For developers, this changes everything. Security is no longer just about code, now it's about behavior. You need to think about what the AI is allowed to do, how it decides, and how you validate its actions. Because sometimes, a simple script is safer than a smart agent. So is OpenClaw the future? Probably. But right now, it's also a warning. It shows us what's possible, but also what can go wrong if we move too fast. So here's the real question. If an AI can run your tasks, access your system, and make decisions for you, how much control are you willing to give it? Because once you cross that line, there's no going back.